Right. We've got ourselves a best of 3 here between two ever so wonderful Europeans. In the bottom left side, we have the blue Zerg, who fought, against the Red Terran a little bit ago. But right now, we can still introduce him as in the present tense, I suppose. Let's keep this simple for myself. He is the one and only blue Zerg from Ans. It's Serral. Top right side, we have ourselves a wonderful player. The ever so massive red Terran from Mousy Sports. It is Heromarine. Heromarine. Heromarine and Serral, two of the absolute finest of the European leagues, of course. Two players we know very well. It's cool to see some of these games happening here as well. You know, I don't get to cast the Europeans all that much actually. We don't involve ourselves with those Europeans too much. Might be a time zone thing. Usually we want to get these matches kind of in the earlier mornings. And I guess Koreans is, always more exciting for a lot of people. There is a certain amount of people, let's all admit it, there is a certain amount of people that will just watch Korean players, right? I'm pretty certain there is. And then there might be some that only watch the Europeans as well, to be fair, but there might be a bigger audience for the Koreans anyway. So exotic and exciting. So, in this best of 3, it was in DreamHack, I believe, where these two squared off against one another. So far, very standard kind of openings out of both of them. Reaper will arrive here momentarily. Let's just relax while we watch him do his micro. See what state he's in, or he was in this day. I mean, he gets a link. That's something. Good defense on the creep tumor. That's all he is gonna be getting. The Reaper, that is. Third base for Serral relatively early on. Getting that creep further out. That Queen doing a lovely job of zoning away this Reaper right here. Very clean play from Serral. Heromarine keeping all of that alive as well, though, of course. And going for a quick third CC in the main base. Starports as well, so the 1-1-1. Still seeing Hellions on that production. We'll keep our eyes peeled on whether or not he wants to do a Hellbat push. See if Heromarine has been enticed by the Korean Terrans a little bit. We'll try to make some of those Hellion pushes work as well. Ah, no sirree. He's going to go for the Tac Lab here. I guess you could still go Banshee Hellbat, right? We have seen that before. It's going to be a Raven, though. A Raven. Interesting. Multi-purpose tool could be utilized for harassment, could be utilized just to take out creep tumors so you save up the scans, right? It's something we've seen Innovation do a whole bunch on the Korean scene for a while. We are just having more and more Hellions spilling across the map. There's more Hellions being made. Has he still not made an armory? Is he certain that he doesn't want an armory with this? Because it's starting to feel like it. I really hope he didn't just forget an armory here. I assume he didn't because it's Heromarine, you know, he's Incredibly smart guy. But then again, it's just Serral he's playing up against. It is DreamHack. Tensions could get pretty rough. Let's see, he went for the Raven here instead. He's got a good amount of Hellions. Maybe he's just going to be denying the creep for, like, an eternity here. That's all he's doing, just rotating back and forth, sniping creep tumors. And if you can keep this squadron of Hellions busy like this, it's going to be very, very useful, of course. More creep tumors. Yep, finds them. Some Zerglings here attempting a bit of a nibbling on the SCVs. Is this one live? No, it's not live, unfortunately. This is from the DreamHacks that happened a while ago. Best of 3 that not everyone may have been able to pick up and view live. We like to do some replay castings now and again for the YouTube channels, of course. If you're watching this on the YouTube channels, you already know. You're grateful that we're doing this, hopefully. You are ungrateful. Otherwise, anyway. Hellions looking still for those creep tumors. Did kind of have to leave the Raven for a moment. I guess that's going back for repairs. Did it? Yeah, okay, there it is. I was hoping we didn't miss it getting killed. So a lot of roaches being built, though. What does Heromarine really have against roaches? He's got Marines. Marines without combat shields. They will have combat shield when the roaches get there, I assume. Or what? What? Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. All the Hellions getting called out right there in the middle of the map. 2 Medivacs right now starting to move across. If he loses those as well, that could be horrible. Oh, wow, look at those splits from Serral. Impressive stuff. Sorry, that impressed me. Like, he didn't do the singular split. The singular split went wrong, so he did another split. You know, there's people that struggle just doing 1 split. He just did 2. He did 2 of them. Very good. Right, more and more roaches though, ravages, everything, the whole shebang, starting to march into this area right here. Doesn't seem to be all that much for Heromarine, especially after losing all those Hellions. Trying to come in from 2 different angles. GG. That is right, nothing you can do anymore. Alright, a little Reaper Scout. Once again, things looking very similar as they did in the previous game. Wouldn't be too surprised if we're gonna head down a similar track. Although I'm hoping we're going to be less influenced by the Hellions. I mean, like those Hellions, right? They did a pretty good job with the creep. But I think maybe 4 Hellions would have done the same job, you know what I'm saying? As the... What was it? 12? He said maybe he was anticipating more of an attempt of Serral to just grab those Hellions with links. And then he may have been able to start trading efficiently like that, right? Just having so many more Hellions than Serral would have been used to. Making it quite hard for Serral to realize, like, oh, wait a moment. I can't engage this. That's like 6 more Hellions just slightly behind these Hellions that are going to roast me. Well, Serral reading that situation very well, just letting his creep being harassed for a lot longer period of time and finding a perfect opportunity to get the... kind of get the surprise on those Hellions right there. Trying to poke away that Reaper so it won't be able to come in after spreading more creep tumors. At least it won't be able to come in without losing its life. Little Marine there. It's a 3rd base for Mr. Heromarine is coming up. Why is the audio of the desktop so... oh, there we go. Right, How many Hellions are we going up towards right now? Going up to 6, I believe. He's kind of hiding his numbers for the time. Just 2 at the forefront. Didn't go for a Raven this time either, so it is definitely something else. He might be less prioritizing the creep tumors this time, and he might be going for some worker kills instead. Which, you know what, I kind of like the play here from Heromarine. Very, making it look very similar. Might give Serral the idea that he's just going to have to fight for his creep again. That might give an opportunity for these Hellions to just dash in somewhere. Together with that Liberator, causing a diversion as well. Actually, the Viking first. Looking to clear the sky. And oh, I love this from Serral. Realizing that there's a Viking clearing out his overlords on this trajectory. And he's sending in a Zergling exactly along that trajectory. To try and get a scout. That is a very smart play. I don't think I've noticed before. Maybe I've not noticed it before, but that is a very cool thing. Because normally that is the way you hide your harassments, right? You send in the Viking first, then everything goes dark, and then your opponent just doesn't know that something is coming. Did only send the one Zergling though, and hasn't sent anything else up into that side anymore. Meaning that if something were to come across right now, it would still be quite a secretive covert operation here. Serral finding the rocks. He's still not really going for any type of harassment. Did we just not make that Liberator? There is a Liberator somewhere. Where in the... Okay, he went over here. Right, it's got 1 kill. And it's a Spore Crawler right there as well. Serral, very solid for the time being. Sending up shop once again. There we go. Just managed to grab some kills there. The Hellions doing the same thing at the same time. They are getting some creep tumors. Liberator does get shot out of the sky. Hellions do manage to evacuate though. Only 3 workers. That's not a lot of workers going down, guys. It's not a lot of workers at all. Bailing speed coming in for Serral. He won't be doing the aggressive play with the roaches this time around. May have worked out again for him, honestly. Seeing this build for Heromarine, it does seem quite susceptible to a big roach timing. It's going to be bailing attack this time around. Alright. I mean, maybe... Perhaps this is Serral giving a bit too much credit to his opponent. In a way, or maybe just misreading his opponent. Thinking that, like, you know, there's no way I'm going to be able to get him twice with a roach push like that. He's going to be able to prepare for that next time. Right? He knows that if he plays this way, that is going to be my response. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to trick him. Or at least not make it the same as the previous game in a sense, right? Maybe not necessarily be tricking him, might not be in the forefront of his mind, but just not making the same plays over and over again. Alright, manages to set off that Widow Mine there. 16 SCVs go down by a Bailing Squadron. Big connection right there as well. A lot of Vikings shooting down more Overlords. 16 SCVs going down. That's a very good shot, by the way. Might mean that Heromarine has to start pushing right here, right now. He does have 96 army supply. Versus about 60 here. 22 Lings still in production. We do have Banelings. They tend to fuzz up those numbers a little bit. Quite rapidly make the numbers off the Terran decline as well. But Heromarine quite casually now moving backwards rather than forwards. Gonna play it safe around his Widow Mines here. Still has 1 Widow Mine available. Big sting being forced out. Widow Mine doesn't get set off. We have 2 Widow Mines here now. Oh, that's a big surround. Has to go for the pickup there, yeah. Don't mind, careful. They are absolutely terrifying, aren't they? Okay, so Serral, he holds on. Still with the worker lead. But a fourth base for Heromarine has been established. 5 bases for Serral here. So kind of equal supply. Upgrade-wise, Heromarine might have a 1 upgrade advantage for a little bit. And Widowmine's being settled pretty reasonably well. Serral is going to find his way through this area, but more reinforcements for Heromarine going to stop that push from pushing any further. Hive Tech coming up together with the Lurkers. Oh, this could be big! It's quite a lot of Marines going down right there. No Widowmines further protecting this planetary fortress, but Serral deciding against rolling into that planetary fortress right here. It's hard to say whether or not there's more Widowmines hidden underneath the surface of the floor, of course. Oh, that's a good connection once again. Serral not managing to get the split off right there. With the correct circling. More Widowmines. Oh, I love that positioning there. It's very cool to see. Burrowed Banelings being attempted now as well. Just a quick little side note. So, yeah, Heromarine here. Let this Widowmine, that was this first Widowmine in the forefront. Then Serral moving backwards and Heromarine very quickly putting one a little bit further forwards. Where Serral initially thought it was safe to go. Suddenly wasn't anymore. So that Widowmine in particular really catching him off guard. Unburrow, yeah, there we go. Reburrow, and that is... There's a lot of Banelings onto the Widowmine. I don't think they really set anything off, but... I mean, Heromarine, he's making the battles kind of work in the middle of the map. Is it enough? You know what? He's trading super efficiently, actually. Like, incredibly efficiently. It might be. Especially if Serral just... How many Banelings does he still have? 16. That's not that many. The Mines, once again, might be able to get some good connections here. Reburrowing as the Zerglings run forwards. Doesn't really get any Widowmines there, though. Guess that's the downside of burrowing those Widowmines, or unburrowing the Widowmines. Or the potential downside, anyway. Just not getting anything. Can be quite rough. Lurkers now marching on forwards as the circling Baneling squadron. I think there's just too many Widowmines there for them. It's fun to see this kind of bio-Widowmine style against the Lurkers. I would assume you want to be very aggressive with this type of army of Heromarine right here. Trying to be further forward so you can always kite backwards against the Lurkers. As soon as those Lurkers are set up against one of your bases, you kind of feel forced to try and push into them or just take a big loss in your economy for a little bit. Right, you just have to evacuate a base or try to lift it up, bring it elsewhere. If it's a planetary fortress, that's not going to happen. Little burrowed circling right there, making life difficult. Liberators, though, a great tool against those Lurkers. Lurkers on the right side of the field. Bit out of position, only one of them gets punished. This one going into... Oh, wait a moment. There's a lot of stuff happening here. Heromarine shooting down some of his own Widowmines, trying to grab up more ghosts. It's a smart way to combat those Vipers and the Lurkers, of course. Hoping he won't get rid of too many of his Widowmines, as the army of Serral still quite highly reliant onto the Zerglings and Banelings. Did he ever get adrenal glands? Didn't get. He didn't, did he? Am I crazy? Yeah, he didn't. Alright. Love to see that still coming up. After all, he is playing with a lot of Zerglings right now, though the numbers are diminishing. Maybe he's just trying to trade out of the circling Baneling army here into pure Lurkers. Lurker, Hydra, Viper. Could be pretty reasonable Baneling connections, but fantastic splitting, mostly from our Terran player here. Serral maybe gaining some ground overall. And again, Heromarine, he's still expanding. It still feels pretty comfortable to expand for him. Here and there are a couple of Zerglings and stuff, you know. But I don't know, yeah, I think this base should be able to be built right now, unless if the army just leaves. Unless if the army just leaves. Zerglings on the left. Base on the right with a single Lurker. That is absolutely fine. There are more Lurkers here. Wonder if he's just going to send them in one by one. Oh, no, sending in more now. Just go with the whole circus then, shall we? Really does not want Heromarine to have even a single extra base. Let's get the Liberators. Does need to get all the Liberators. There we go. Wonderful job so far. And now the Ghost Snipe, only one real tool against these things. And there we go. GG is called. Alright, so yeah, it is the best of 5. My bad, my bad. Top left side, Blue Zerg, fighting for Ants Esports. It is Serral. Bottom right side, the Red Terran player, fighting for the one and only Mouse Esports. Big Gabe, Heromarine. Moving things along in game number 3. Heromarine kind of getting stomped on at the moment. Thought he may be able to get that previous game to start going into his favor, but things just nasty. Things just nasty. Serral going on undefeated for 2 rounds now. Kind of personally hoping we're going to see another opening here out of Heromarine. Like, the Hellions are cool and all, but has it really paid off for him? You know? Am I crazy? Like, what is the reason for all those extra Hellions? Would you not be able to do the same thing with just like 4 Hellions? Just start shooting those creep tumors? And then start to transition already a little bit quicker into whether it be Widowmines, whether it be more Marines with stim pack drops and stuff like that. I feel like that's just a bit more viable later down the line once the Speedlings are coming in. Hellions are supposed to be good against Zerglings, I know that, but against Speedlings on creep, it is a tough battle. Especially if you are committed to go onto the creep, trying to get into the mineral lines. You're going to get blocked very quickly, and then the Queens are going to run in. It's just not great, right? It's just not great. Coming in with the Marines, though, you can just fight those Queens. Coming in with the Widowmines, you can just put them outside somewhere and wait for the Zerglings to mess up. You can drop them into the mineral field, and it's okay if the Zerglings run at you because, well, you're just going to kill a lot of Lings that way, right? Once again, a bit of Reaper Micro. The Micro Reaper. The tiniest Reaper in the world. Incredibly quick third base this time around. Starport Barracks Factory here, the 111 behind it. See if this economic opening will be sufficient for Heromarine. It's nice to see him trying something else. You know, you can make the case the Hellion strategy didn't work the first time. Maybe if I don't lose them to the big Zerglings around, it's going to work the second game. Second game going a bit better for him, to be fair. He didn't get roach rushed all over the place after losing all those Hellions, but still. Alright. Going up to 4. Let's see if he's going to make that 6, 8, 10, 12. I don't think so. Yeah, okay. Definitely something else this time around. Going for the tac lab on that factory. So I like this from Heromarine. I'm still trying to kind of figure out the use of all those extra Hellions, right? Because I'm feeling kind of dumb not kind of figuring it out. There has been a bit more Zerg heavy styles, right? Or Zergling heavy styles. With quick upgrades and stuff like that. So maybe that's what you're hoping to fight against with the, you know, a lot of Hellion strategy. That just seems like a convoluted way trying to get an early advantage. To me anyway, which is, again, why I'm wondering whether or not that is the reason why you would get this. Oh my, that's a lot of drones. Zerglings do get this around 8 drones though. For the 4 Hellions, pretty good. Pretty really good actually. Let's just put it up there. It's 9 drones, 4 Hellions. That's fantastic. That's a trade you should take every single second of the day. Only very, very, very rare circumstances where you would not want to make that trade. Sure, if we really try, we'll be able to come up with something, but... Ooh, little Zergling Scout sees the Marines coming. It's going to give him a bit of time to perhaps prep up a little bit of extra baning firepower. There we go. Immediately moving 3 more of those bad green boys. Little Viking there, still on the top side. Might be able to land behind some areas here or there. Oh, that's still connected. That is rough. 5 Marines. Just gone like that. Like a summer breeze lifting up your spring breeze. Whatever it makes disappear. Obviously into the main base, we'll be able to spot all these barracks over here. It's probably right about what he expects. Knows he can stick on the Ling Baning style here. Doesn't need to go for a mad dash transition or anything of the sorts. So he's getting a lot of bases, isn't he? Man, he is starting to really grow out of control here. If he gets another connection onto those Marines, that would be horrible. Not a squadron right here, but look at that. Serral's so prepared. He is just everywhere. It's very hard to imagine him taking any damage at this moment in time. To be fair, Heromarine with his quick 3rd CC, it's incredibly likely that he's looking for damage here. Well, you're always looking for damage as a Terran, but, you know, with that quicker economy of his own, Hoping more so to be able to bring this into the late game, I would imagine. Just keep on trading efficiently. As long as you trade efficiently and manage to get it into like a split map situation as the Terran, that should be a pretty good win condition, right? But is Serral going to allow him to get there? Last time around he was pretty adamant about not having Heromarine expand. See if he manages to do that again. That is so many Zerglings right here. And that's some good connections on the Widow Mines. It's another one here. That is fantastic. Incredible efficient trading here. Look at that. That is crazy. More than 2k minerals extra lost there for Serral. He's under more pressure here by these two medevacs. Does manage to stop the bleeding there very quickly though. Natural base as well. Pretty much secure. Little spore crawler there. Trying to prevent those medevacs from having safe passage along the dead space side of the map right there. Baneling's getting pretty reasonable connections, moving backwards, waiting for their reinforcements. 3 Widow Mines in the ground, making it a lot more difficult for Serral to take the fight here. 2 medevacs heading now towards the main base. Looks like Serral is aware, going to start preparing for that eventuality. And over here, this is the main fight still, of course. Okay. Big pickup and a pretty good connection there. Reinforcing Marines not being brought backwards together with the units being lifted up. So Serral still finding some momentum there. It's starting to get close. Serral though, to be fair, he is on 91 workers. I mean, trading inefficiently, it's not the worst case scenario for him here. Of course, there's limits to how inefficient you can be, but still, as long as it's close enough, it's going to be okay. And so far, he's not taking any drone damage. He's losing an Overlord there, but Hydralisk in the area. Another big fight right then. Yeah, Serral very, very cautious with how he engages this. Incredibly cautious. Just gonna takes out the first wave of Terran and then just backs off again. Heromarine gonna be in a little bit of trouble here as well, it seems. Looks like that is bound for the planetary fortress right there. In it goes the Zerglings. Would be nice to see them go for the siege tanks. There we go. Banelings managed to get the connections onto not just the planetary, but the SCVs as well. That's a lot of economy for Heromarine just suddenly down the toilet. Serral on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and coming up to 6 bases as Heromarine struggling on the 3. It's definitely been there's definitely been previous games and series where we've seen Heromarine bring more of a struggle to our Finnish Phenom. But right now it is looking like a rough patch. Needs to make something work here. Let's see those Widow Mines not finding the connections that you were hoping for. Once again, Banelings moving on forwards. Those are some pretty reasonable Widow Mines. Still a lot of Marines here. Not that many Banelings left, but there are the Lurkers, of course. We have Vipers, though. The Vipers shouldn't be too much pressured to grab those Liberators out of the sky. And then the Lurkers are just going to be safe. Quite a terrifying place right here for Mr. Heromarine. He starts to realize how little chance he has. GG is called. Well played, Serral. Takes the 3-0 victory right here now. And right here. Well done. Well done.